Hey YouTube, welcome back to the saga of me trying to become a niche internet micro celeb. I got a text from my boss, said this load was ready, went to pick it up. I get here, not going to be ready for another 2 hours, so might as well try to finish up this captain. Anyway, yeah, so let's get to it. Alright, now then let's turn up the brightness. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and just rebase that sword in lead belcher. Just because what I'm going to do to it is not really conducive with that tone on there. Alright. Nope, that one's all fucked up. That's the good one. Okay. Alright. Let's rebase the sword. Okay. Notice I'm being very careful up here towards the cross guard, just because that part's supposed to be gold, and silver and gold will clash hard if you let them. I don't want to let them. Alright. Now then, let's do the power on the power sword. How do we do the power on the power sword? Well, starts with little pieces of copper wire. Well, a different piece of copper wire. And I showed you how I get the copper wire before. Yeah, I go steal it out of my neighbor's house. No, I'm kidding. Don't act like a meth addict. You heard it from Warsmith Garrett here, kids. Don't be a meth addict. Of course, you know, anyone who's any good at clipping could very easily take that and turn it into be a meth addict. There's your little clip of the day. That'll be what sabotages my senatorial run. piece pretty well bent into shape. So what we're going to do with that, take super glue. That's why the toothpick is laid out here. Alright. Yeah. Alright. So, poke a hole in the super glue to get some of it out. Okay. And we take toothpick. We use the toothpick to apply the super glue to the wire, because otherwise it comes off way too heavy. And that's why we do this over this, because you will drop it a few times. Alright. Something I gotta do. Yeah. Out of my way, Captain. Alright. Okay, and that sticks onto that really nicely. Now, that's not going to be the end of it. We're going to do one more arc of electricity. So let me draw another from our volunteer pool. Another one of our fabulous volunteers. Okay. And it's best to make a nice, good little bend to go around those nodes off the sword, because I think those make it look better. You know what I mean? Like if the arc of electricity looks like it's emanating from the electrical node on the sword, that does it for me, you know what I mean? And you want to bend it in seemingly random directions. Some sharp angles is never a bad idea. There's some acute angles in there. Because, I mean, lightning is not digital. It doesn't follow a straight path. It kind of zips around. You know what? Maybe instead I'll arc it over to... Yeah, I'll arc it over to his iron halo. Or maybe his pauldron. Decisions. So it's on that. What I need to do to send it to his pauldron, like that, and stick it in the yeah, okay, I need to bend that around, facing the other direction. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to go from that node to the skull on his pauldron. Oh, fuck me. Alright. Do this before I break out the new bottle of super glue. Trash toothpick. Okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna look really good. Well, chat, what do we think? Should we do one more arc going up the blade? I think that's good. Maybe one short little arc. Yeah, we'll give it one short little arc. Just a happy little arc of electricity. Now, when you're cutting these, I use these cutters because they're really, you can see by the light there, they're pretty shitty. They have several chunks taken out of them already because I have beat the fuck out of these. We're doing no more arcs. I think that's good. But we do need to do the base on this. So, how are we going to do this? Well, I think, because we're going to go with a sandy beach base coming out of the forest. So, I think first we get our materials out. Here's a good beach sand. Okay, so this is going to be the, we use the toothpick for applying the, actually, there's an easy way to do this. We use Xandri dust as a baser for this. And yeah, it doesn't really want to stick because the base is not base coated. It's not primer coated, so it wants, you see how it wants to leave these pockets here. That's fine. It won't, it's not allowed to. We're not going to let it, but it wants to. Now for this rock, I'm not going to make the whole thing sandy. I'm going to make the dirt around it sandy, but the rock itself is going to be a different color. Okay, that's good. We're going to let that dry, and while that's drying, we're going to put some color on the lightning. I use Baharoth blue. Makes a real nice electric blue base tone because we are priming bare wire. So, okay. Okay, it needs a little bit more super glue then. All right. Well, here. This super glue is going in the trash anyway, so okay. Super glue on the toothpick, and we're just applying it to this surface of the wire. And we're just going to mash the wire onto the model until the super glue holds the wire on the model. Back to the Baharoth blue. Now we're not entirely done with that, but we are going to want to let that dry for a little bit. There we go. That's it out of the way. Alright. We do need the white scar. That's the new white scar. That's the old one. There we go. Alright. You know, I think we're going to do the scroll work on his knee plate and his pauldron before we do anything else. Just because once that's covered over, it's going to be hard to do that. Now, I like to do my scroll work with either a transfer or with Corax black, because it looks like faded, sort of. Oh, we also got to do some scrawling on that purity seal on that tube on his belt. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Put a couple of scribbles down on there. Yeah, I mean, you can't really see it, so it's fine if it just looks like scribbles. To be fair, the scribble transfer sheets also just look like scribbles. Okay, so let's see what we got in terms of transfers for this guy. Okay, we're not using an apothecary. We're doing that. I'm not using any of these symbols. No. This is a Sisters of Battle transfer sheet, but they're very useful because they come with extra stuff. This is the Dark Angels transfer sheet I was looking at. Yeah, the rest of this is kind of just meh. I guess I could use the Legion transfer sheet. It has some. It doesn't have everything. There's a lot it doesn't have. So we got his knee scroll. Oh, oops. Put it down in that little pool of. Alright, we have his knee scroll, and that's an upward curve. And that's also an upward curve. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. So here's what I normally do for my transfer sheets, considering I don't really have running water. What I like to do is, I'll show you how I do it here in a sec, once I get the transfer cut off. The way that I'm going to do this is I take my transfer sheet, I'm going to take my razor knife here. This is the one with the really good blade on it because it's very new. Okay. Okay. Cut the word Imperialis off of there. Stick that right there. I think I'm going to take either Terrace or Iona. Palmiro? I'll take Palmiro. Just because I don't know what that is. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I'm satisfied with that. Okay. Someone in the comments section is probably going to tell me what Palmiro is, and then I'm going to feel silly because I just named him the Dolly Parton of Warhammer, but I don't know. I don't care. Minor thing. So here's how I do my transfer sheets. So first things first, I take the cap, pour a little bit of water into it. Now this is a capless bottle, so I set it somewhere out of the way so it won't be disturbed. Now take the cap, set it there. Now, the Legion transfer sheets, these ones come on kind of a shitty backing, so they don't want to come off. You have to soak them for a while. These ones are a bit better. Okay. I'm going to leave those to soak in there for a little bit, and then I'm going to take my white, and then I'm going to go over this in white. See, I'm going over the lightning, but in white now. Because if you've ever looked at lightning, it's actually white. Because it's just pure energy. Like, there's no reason it wouldn't be white. Like, it has a bluish glow to it, but it's really just pure white. Someone's gonna take that out of context. Okay. That's good. So now we're going to go with... Alright, we want to make sure that's good and clean. So then we want to pick up some water on the brush. I'm going to add the water on the surface where we're going to place it. If that makes sense. So, now we pick up the backer, and I like to just go like this, kind of scooch it off so that you can get under it and then just pick it up with your brush. Other people do other things, and sometimes this does not cooperate. Like this doesn't. Yay! Shout out to old transfer sheets. Okay. Yeah, this thing ripped itself apart. Alright. That one's a no-go. I'm going to go back to sister's transfer sheet and get the other Palmiro. One of these Palmiros will work. Or by the throne. Yeah, now I got the big one, but it's fine. That's going to take up a lot of water, but I don't care. Shouldn't have been that difficult to get off of there. Alright, I got Imperialis off of its backer. And that's what those little things that look like bursting bombs are. Because the last squad of the last set that I did before this guy was 2 squads of Hellblasters. Hellblasters get plasma guns, and plasma guns are considered heavy support, so I needed heavy support icons. So, considering this scroll curves upward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the middle, I don't know if you can see there, I'm going to put the middle of it level with the bottom of it, like at the bottom of the scroll. Oh, well, it just ripped right off. Okay, maybe don't use super old transfer sheets in the future, but because the row ripped right off of this. These transfer sheets are just playing fucking games with me. I do have transfer sheet ease thing. I don't really know how to use it. It's supposed to make transfer sheets like obey better. Alright, now we're going to take our white, we're going to go back to the sword. And this time we're actually going for the sword. So what we want to do is we want to make these things look white, and we want to put electricity arcing out along the blade of the sword from these. Now this can be on thick you can go on thick with this. I'll show you the reason here in a second. Yeah. Go on with this real thick. I could actually be using this brush. Everywhere that the lightning touches, you want it to go on kind of thick-ish. And there's a reason for this. Okay? We got that part done. We're also going to do it on the pauldron, where it splashes down on that. Okay. It's gonna go on. We're gonna let that dry for a little bit. And meanwhile, we're gonna get this out. Calth Air Blue. And we're also gonna go back to the Aromatic. There we go. We're going to put the Aromatic Blue on the sword in a really particular way. Let me find my Stormhost Silver, because that's going to be important here. There we go. Cool. So we're going to put the Aromatic Blue on the sword just such a way that it wants to. So we're going to put it around these areas. And the reason for that is it's going to look like it's projecting the cutting field of the power sword around these areas. So for those of you who don't really understand how a power sword in 40K works, think of it like a lightsaber. There's a cutting field. I need the blade's edge. I need to do the blade's edge. That's... I don't know how I forgot about that. Alright. I haven't done too much, so probably. This blade's edge here. This blade's edge here. So not the middle is not so important, but I like doing it just because I think it looks cool. I just forget I'm doing that. back to the aethermatic blue. So what we want to do with this is we want to put it around where the lightning is striking, because we want this to, the aethermatic blue, to hit it and make it look like it's projecting a sort of shield around it. For those of you who don't know how a power sword in Warhammer works, think of it like a lightsaber in Star Wars, except instead of it being made of pure energy, it projects an energy shield around a solid object. And that works for all power weapons. Power swords, thunder hammers, lightning claws, power axes, power fists. It projects a cutting field around a solid object, basically. Take it off of there. I don't want it to go up in there too much. Yay, you just love fucking it up, don't you? Alright. Okay. Things first, we're gonna put a little bit more aethermatic blue on here, more in towards the hilt and stuff. it's okay if it covers over the white. We're going to go back over that. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good. Next thing we're going to do on the sword is the Okay. Next thing that we're going to do on the sword is going to be white. We're going to hit that back over again. But for now, we're going to do this rock. See? So, the way I like to do my rocks, if they're not some kind of sand rock, which this one isn't going to be. This is going to be a regular, just stone rock. I do them in Corvus black, starting off. So with terrain, one of the things I like to do is tell a story. So the reason why I only have half the base painted in tan is because it's going to be where like a forest meets a beach. Because that's going to be the theme for this customer's Dark Angels. Like his regular Dark Angel forces are going to be lined up on the beach ready for a fight. His Deathwing is going to be in reserve on the beach, or coming out of the forest for the fight. While I'm here, I'm going to hit those little bolt, those little rivets on his gorget. Make them gold. I'm going to need a little bit more. There we go, Iron Warrior. Okay. I put a little bit of Aethermatic blue on the pauldron too, just because I want it to look like it's casting light onto the pauldron, like it is coursing through it. So, put a little bit of lightning coming out. Alright, now we're going to go back over the white where the lightning meets the sword. All right. I got that. So we take this. Yep. That on there. A little bit of Tesseract glow on this. Okay. And then we're taking Mortarian green, going over this, because we want this to be glossy. These clear airs, they always come out really glossy, and that's not always a bad thing, actually. Not always a bad thing, he says as he uses it, like, oh. I mean, that's not a bad thing, actually. Well, if that's what you want, then yeah, that's really good, and that is what I want for this, so. Yeah. Gotta fix this transfer. Didn't get all the red off there clearly. Alright, I think I'm good to put the I'm gonna wait for that to dry a little bit more. But in the meantime, I think I'm ready to do the Calthair Blue Clear. And yeah, this is gonna be the real showstopper here. So we put this on here. You see how it just goes with the Aethermatic blue, but it looks like it's like this is where it's the strongest. Yeah. There, yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that for a little bit because that needs to dry. What can I work on next? This model is mostly done. Pretty much just need to base it. Oh, I could do the, yeah. Oh shit, I use this lighter. Dawnstone? Yeah, I'll go with Dawnstone. Now we're gonna go with use a lighter and bigger brush. And this one's not a dry brush, but for all intents and purposes, it will do the job of a dry brush. See, we're just gonna swipe it across this rock. Get some of the Dawnstone off of the brush onto the raised parts of this rock. Could maybe use this one for a dry brush. This brush is actually pretty good. Keep that. Yeah. Okay. Now, take this. That's still drying. Okay. So while we're waiting for the blue to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to take this that we cut the top off of earlier, and then our toothpick here. We're going to take our baggie of sand, a really fine beach sand, and open that up. I'm going to find one of my seashells. I don't have some. There we go. Basic seashells. Yeah, I like this one. It's a very basic looking seashell. And I'll take a flat file because nothing likes to go onto these bases while they're all up. Okay, that didn't really do much. Okay. You know, let's deal with that in a minute. Putting down a lake of super glue there. Then we're going to take our trusty handy dandy toothpick. We're going to smear this super glue around on this base. Okay. Then what we're going to do, take our sand, take our model, dip the model. Damn it, you guys can't see this. Okay. We take our sand, we take our super glued model, we dip the model in the sand, pick some up, shake it around. Okay, make a little bit more super glue on there. But for the most part, that is really good. Okay, you can do that. That can be super glued. That's not too hard to do. Okay, same thing again. Look, now you have sand on that. That's not the end of it, but that's where we're getting for right now with that. That's pretty much all the sand we need. So we're going to go ahead and put that back in the box of terrain stuff. I'm taking a glass seashell. You get these at Hobby Lobby for like $5. You get a whole bunch of them. They're super cheap. I'm going to take a glass seashell. I'm going to dip it in that little puddle of super glue we made over there. And then just set it down on the I'm gonna use my Pro Acryl Brown Earth. Use some modeling flock. Some bushy modeling flock, specifically. I'll get some grass tufts in here somewhere. Yeah, there's some grass modeling flock. Alright, so I'm going to take my Pro Acryl Brown Earth. Yeah, this dries really easily, but it looks really good, so we put up with it. Alright, we're just going to start smearing that around in here. Notice I'm trying to use one side of the popsicle stick and not the other side, so that it doesn't smear upward onto his cape. Alright, time to move to the popsicle stick. So I can get it around on here. Okay, that's on there. All right. Okay. Taking green modeling flock, also from Hobby Lobby. Throw down some shrub flock. Yeah, well that's going to be a problem for later me. I'm almost certainly going to put something in there, because I always use these little rims here. I should probably clean that up right this second before it has a chance to dry and stick. Yeah, this super glue dries super quick. This is some super glue. Yeah, I hate myself for that joke too. Just so you know. You're not the only one. you know what? We're actually going to get the sand back out a little bit more. Because I want to make a transition between sand and grass. For that, we're going to need some more sand. You know what? We can actually just dip it back in the sand. Some of the sand will just stick to that mud. Yeah, see? Got a good transition of sand and mud there. And then we can also just go back and grab some more mud. Stick it on the muddy, foresty side of it. Yeah, there's nothing saying this has to be like a perfect, you know, a perfect pasture or anything. It's a shitty, muddy battlefield. This captain and his forces are about to tear shit up. So it doesn't necessarily need to be pretty. Now, that doesn't mean nothing about it can look pretty, but I like to think it looks kind of natural, how it's like a mix there, you know what I mean? Alright, now, going back to the white. We're going to finish up this lightning. Alright. So yeah, after that you want to do small, sharp lines of electricity going out from it. Yeah, that's real good. Alright, so following that, we're going to take this. We're going to highlight these two, what do you call them? These little pillory boys. Not pillory. Conduits, yeah. Baller as fuck. Gotta figure out what we're gonna do with the beach part, because I want that to look a bit more realistic. I think maybe stick some shrub in there. I have some creepers I can stick on there. I can't find it. Here we go. This. And I know what this looks like, but it's not that. It's legitimately like little scrubbery, scrub-a-dub-dubbery. Okay, take this, and we stick this in here. Actually, now I need to fucking fix that, like, right now. Damn it. See, I done fucked up. Bad. Okay. Put that there. Pick this up. There. Okay. We're gonna take this piece and stick it in there. That looks a bit more natural. Well, it's not perfect, but okay, I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that. God damn it. Look. Alright. We got the red. Keep the red out of the super glue. Okay. Now turn green. Okay. Corn red first. And that part, it's only really that, so that should be pretty easy. That there. Fisting red. Put that. Yeah, I think that part's pretty much saved. That could have been a lot worse. I think my Gravis Earthshade and I just did it. Okay. Rhinoxide. And Gravis Earthshade. Okay. For other chapters, a lot of people use Rhinoxide for leather, which makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some super watered down Rhinoxide on the bottom of this. Pretty much on like his feet. To show that he's been like stomping around in the mud. Fox Earth shade. Really pop it off, you know what I mean? I like that. I like that a lot. Oh. Of course it would just go fuck off. Why wouldn't it? You know what? No doing this. Let me just pick up a different one. Put that on. There's no more Palmeros. Can't use that one. But I can use a different one. Okay. That was really dumb. Really dumb and stupid. Okay. We'll use Iona. I like Iona. Or Lona. Whichever. Yeah, we'll use Iona. One thing though. Okay, first things first. Set up the soaking cup. Okay, now then, we're going to take this, I don't know if you can see it, we're going to cut right above the in, because I have a feeling the problem with the last one was that the teeth of the skull that go like above that scroll, I think those were like cutting into it, and that's why it wasn't wanting to settle on the scroll. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Just to say. I've been wrong before, be wrong again. stop doing that. New plan. I'm going to use 2 brushes. Pick up. It doesn't keep doing that. No, it folded it under. This is fucking terrible. Stop doing this. Well, that's done. Alright, new plan. I need to make a gap between the O and the N on Iona. So, okay. And Let's try this one more time. And if this fails, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption. Okay, we're gonna have to get it off with 2 brushes. That's fine. That's fine. Lovely. No, don't you dare. Okay, and let's take this. Soak up all the water so that it can't shift while it's drying. Yeah, I think we're actually good for once.